Alright, let's look at the homework 16, problem number 3. Alright, so we want to evaluate this line integral along the various paths from 0, 0 to 1, 2. Alright, so let's look at part A. Alright, so we have to come up with the differential, so I'm going to take the derivative with respect to x, so that we have a dy over dx is equal to 4x. Alright, so we know that if you multiply both sides by dx, so if you have dy, we can write it as 4x times dx. Alright, so we know that we can plug this guy in here. Alright, then also we have y, and so every time you see y, we can plug in 2x squared here. Okay, and actually there's another y right there. Right, so the integral becomes integral. Right, so you have x squared and minus y squared, so minus 2x squared, so it's going to be 4 x to the 4th power. Alright, and dx, there's going to be dx on the other side, on the second one too, so I'm going to put dx right at the end. Alright, minus 2xy, so it's going to be negative, so it's going to be negative 4 x, there's x squared, so x cubed. Alright, then you have 4x, so you have to actually multiply by 4x and a dx. So actually I'm gonna rewrite this. So this part is 4 times 4, so it's going to be 16 minus 16 x to the 4th. Right? So we know that the x is starting from 0 to 1. So we just do 0 to 1. Right? And I'll let you guys finish this from here. Alright, how about part B? So if you take the derivative of x with respect to t, we get 2t. Right? So we know that dx is 2t dt. Right? And if you take the derivative y with respect to t, we get 2. So which means that the dy is simply 2 times dt. Right? Then we just have to plug in, so the integral becomes, so this is part B. Right, this was part A. So the integral becomes, right, x squared. X is t squared, so it's going to be t to the 4th power. Right, minus y squared. Y is 2t, so minus 4t squared. Right, because it gets squared. And then I'm going to put the dt right at the end, so I'm going to just put the dt. Alright, then you have a negative 2, so maybe I'll just write the negative 2 times, alright, x is t squared times y is 2t. Alright, then actually I forgot to do something. Before we do that, maybe I should do this. I messed it up, sorry. So we have, so dx is actually 2t dt. So you would have to multiply this guy by times 2t, and then there's a dt, right? Then we can do a negative 2. X is t squared, and y is 2t, and dy is 2 times dt, so times 2. Alright, so if you clean it up, so this is an integral. Alright, so it's going to be 2t to the 5th minus 8t cubed, and then this is going to be minus 8t cubed as well. Right, so dt. So we can clean this up. So there's a 2 negative 8t cubed. So this is going to be 16 minus 16t cubed. Right, and let you evaluate this actually. So t is going to go from, let's see, when x equals 0, it's 0. So I have to go to 0. And x go to 1, so t is going to be 1, so 0 to 1. Alright, how about the part C? Alright, so you want to go from, let's see, y equals 0, which means on the x-axis, and then 0 to x equals 2. Alright, so since along this path, so you have a first one, so along this path, right, y is also 0, so dy is going to be 0 too, because it doesn't, the y value doesn't change, it's always 0. So you have this, so x is going to stay, so you have x is going to go from 0 to 2, right? Then you have x squared and dx, because y is going to be 0, so this term goes away, so you just have dx. And since dy is 0 and y is 0, so the second term is going to be just 0. Right? So this is the first one. Then along the straight line from 2, 0 to 1 to 2. So what is that? So we have, alright, so you're going from, let's see, 1, 2. So 2, 0. So we started from here. Then we went this way to 2. Alright, then it's going to go to 1, 2. So it's 1 is going to be right here, and 2 is going to be right there. Right? So we're going to this point. Right. So let's see. So it's going to go from here to that. Alright, so we have to come up with some kind of parameterization. So I guess you can start from 2, 0. So 2, 0, right? Plus t times, and a vector here is going to be, you want to go in -1, then you're going to go up 2. So how about that? Right? So it's you can use the so this means that so x comma y is equal to, right? So this means that x is going to be equal to 2 minus t, and y is going to be equal to let's see, y is going to be equal to 0, so it's a 2t, where t is going to go from 0 to 1. Alright, then we can just go through the same step as part B. So we know that from here, dx is going to be negative dt, and from here, dy is going to be 2 dt. Alright, so we can write the integral. So this is going to be integral from 0 to 1. Alright, then we just have to plug these things in. So we have x is 2 minus t, so you have 2 minus t squared minus y squared, so minus the 2t squared, so it's a 4t squared. Alright, and the dx is negative dt, so you have to put the negative sign. So maybe I'll put the negative dt, right? Then minus 2 times x is 2 minus t, and times y is 2t, and dy is 2 dt, so times 2 dt. Alright, so we have that, and I'll let you guys compute it. Right, so it's a little messy, but it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, that's it. I hope that this will get you going.